All right, so we see the stat line for Caitlin Clark. She's averaging 21.6 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, a steal, and then if we go down, she's averaging a block as well. 5 turnovers right now, 43% from the field, 36 from the three. What shooting that is. And then she's doing 72 from the free throw. Definitely want her to get that up. But we see the stats, right? We see the stats. Now, if we go to ESPN, Caitlin Clark is nowhere to be found. Caitlin Clark is nowhere to be found.
Caitlin Clark is out here rewriting rookie history, but according to the WNBA leaderboards, she's apparently on vacation. No points, no assists, just vibes. Either the league's using invisible ink or someone's allergic to giving her credit. How do you accidentally forget your most popular player? Spoiler, you don't. Buckle up because we're diving into the hilarious, head-scratching saga of how the WNBA is trying to ghost Caitlin Clark's stats like a bad ex.
And Reese remain two of the most popular players in the WNBA. However, it's Clark who holds the edge when it comes to viewership and attendance rating. When you say hold the edge, that makes it seem like it's a small margin. No. It's a severe lead. It is a significant gap between the two when it comes to viewership and attendance. Edge, not the best choice of words in this instant. Yet the Women's National Basketball Players Association, the union for current women's professional basketball players in the WNBA, recently decided against Clark. Shocker.
And just when you thought the WNBA leaderboard mystery was wild enough, here comes ESPN riding in with a shovel to bury Caitlin Clark's stats like they're a national security threat. Do you think the worldwide leader in sports could handle a few numbers, maybe even highlight the fact that the most talked about rookie in years is, dominating? But no, instead, they've pulled off the statistical equivalent of turning off the lights and pretending nobody's home when Caitlin's knocking on the door of greatness.
I think she would be right in this area, number 2. And I get it, these players have played more games, cool. But fam, if that is the case, why is Caitlin Clark right here at 3 points made? Why is she right here at 3 points made? If that is the case, she would be completely off of the list, right? She would be gone, wiped off, if it was all about the games. Why is she right here? Right? This looks disingenuous, man. I'm just keeping it a grand. We know who has the most assists right now. You have Paige Beckers up here. We know who has more assists, who's averaging the most assists right now. And you have Paige Beckers right here. Come on, fam. Like, I'm just saying, man. This don't look disingenuous.
Stick around ESPN's site and it becomes a game of hide and seek. Only Caitlin's numbers are the ones hiding. And ESPN is pretending they're really bad at counting. Want to see league leaders in assists scoring? Efficiency? Good luck. Caitlin Clark's name is nowhere to be found. Unless you click on turnovers. Suddenly, boom, there she is, magically, like a genie trapped in the oops column. That it's like ESPN said, oh, you want Clark? She's over there with the other troublemakers.
Hope to God that eventually we find out that maybe Caitlin Clark was asked to do this and maybe she said no. Because if that's not the case, then the WNBA and the Players Association, the WNBA PA, and the league, to be honest, continue to disrespect the far and away biggest draw that this women's hoops league's got that they've ever seen.
Apparently, her stats have been reassigned to the penalty box. Never mind that she's breaking records, elevating a franchise, and dragging defenders around like they're toddlers on a leash. According to ESPN's math wizards, the only number worth tracking is how many times she's lost the ball, not how many dimes she dishes out, not how many points she drops from another zip code. Nope, just the TOs.
Jealousy and sheer incompetence are going to be the 3 main reasons why the WNBA never reaches the popularity, never reaches the shine that they think they deserve. Stubbornness, incompetence, and jealousy are going to be the reasons why Caitlin Clark remains at the mountaintop and nobody else ends up even being close to joining her up there. And it's all the WNBA, the players, the executives, Kathy Engelbert. It is all their fault. They're far too jealous. They're far too stubborn. And from a business sense, they are all far too incompetent. What am I talking about?
That's the stat she earned the spotlight for. The gall, the spreadsheet pettiness. It's as if someone in the ESPN bunker typed Caitlin Clark into Excel, got overwhelmed, and just hit delete. What's really rich is that these people have graphics ready for every NFL player who sneezes near a touchdown. But Caitlin Clark putting up double-doubles, lighting up sold-out arenas, and practically holding the WNBA's ratings on her back. Let's just quietly shuffle her into the background like she accidentally wandered into the wrong room. It's not that the data doesn't exist. The data does exist. You can find it if you scroll, dig, cross-section, solve a riddle, and perform a blood ritual. But front and center, where most people look, Caitlin might as well be a hologram. Meanwhile, players with half the impact and a quarter of the fan base are listed like royalty. It's not just exclusion, it's selective memory dressed up in data filters. You can't help but laugh at how transparent it is. ESPN's got all the tools in the world. Live stats, AI-powered projections, split-screen analysis. But Caitlin Clark? Nah. Her numbers got lost in the system. What system? A filing cabinet run by trolls. Even the intern uploading box scores seems to have caught the let's pretend she's not real bug. Maybe they're afraid if they show her stats, the internet might meld under the weight of actual facts.
Come on, man. This doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense right here, man. Angel Reese still top dogging in rebounds. And even with Jonquel missed games. She missed some games. And she's still on the list. What's going on? What's going on with this, man? Let me see, who else? Boston doing a good job. She's in the top 5. Oh, tied number 4. Okay, I see you. Boston doing a good job. Steals. We got Gabby Williams. Gabby's been going crazy. And the Fee, Asia. And then they got Paige Beckers on there. Fam, let me see. I'm going to click complete leaders. Let me see if they don't have Caitlin anywhere, fam.
And the irony, her numbers do show up, just not where you'd expect. They appear if you're nosy enough. To check the turnovers tab, which apparently is the only place ESPN believes Caitlin belongs, it's like hosting a talent show. And assigning Beyoncé to cleanup duty because someone didn't like her glitter. Oh sure, they'll happily mention her in passing when it fits the narrative. But when it comes time to stack her next to her peers, suddenly they're all thumbs. At this point, it's less a statistical oversight and more a coordinated vanishing act. Not one magician, but a whole team of illusionists making her greatness disappear behind a curtain of indifference. Oops, we forgot her again. How many times does that excuse fly before it starts sounding like a plan? Let's talk about those turnovers for a second too, because if that's the only stat getting her name on the list, someone's clearly been waiting to use it. They've got the Clark turnover count tracker locked and loaded, like it's the smoking gun of why she doesn't belong. And yet, every rookie in the history of basketball turns the ball over. Ever hear of learning curves? Apparently not. If you're Caitlin Clark, they frame her as some kind of chaotic ball handler, as if she's just chucking the ball out of bounds between logo threes.
They gave the exact abuse that they're giving Caitlin Clark right now to Sabrina Ionescu. Like, let's be real, you can look, if you read what some of these things have said about Sabrina Ionescu before Caitlin Clark walked in the league, but now they have the new bully victim. And it's so funny looking at it where you're like, all these, it's so clear that these people, it's just an anti-Caitlin people, because it's like an enemy of my enemy is my friend, where it's like, they are these individual pages where you look at the players they hype up, and Paige Beckers, and by the way, by all accounts, Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark are friends. They'll have their profile's Angel Reese, and the players they're going to hype up as Paige Beckers because she is a rival to Caitlin Clark. And let's be real, that's an actual rivalry. Paige Beckers is really damn good.
Don't say is she's running the offense like a seasoned vet while being blitzed, bodied, and borderline assaulted every night. They won't say she's leading a team that was allergic to winning before she arrived. They won't show the context, the pressure, the playmaking, the burden of expectation. All they want to show is a turnover stat like it's her biography. And let's be real, if turnovers are your only flex, you're not analyzing that you're campaigning, it's not journalism. It's shade with a spreadsheet. Meanwhile, players with worse efficiency, lower assist numbers, fewer points, and more media silence are somehow floating to the top of ESPN's charts like cream in a rigged coffee machine. They're being praised for effort, while Caitlyn is basically gaslit into thinking her 25-point nights were a fever dream. She's outperforming players twice her age and getting treated like an uninvited guest at her own party, and yet she still shows up, still dishes dimes, still hits logo shots that would make Steph Curry double take. She's not just playing, she's shaping the league's future. And ESPN, they're over there playing peekaboo. With her numbers like they're worried the truth might bite. Here's a tip if your most watched games feature one player, maybe acknowledge she exists outside of the oops category, but it's not just ESPN, this has ripple effects. When the biggest,